Good morning. I thought I would jump on here this morning real quick. It's kind of early, but sometimes there's, like during this COVID-19 time, we have concerns. And sometimes some of those concerns can be a little humorous. For example, I was due to get my hair cut like right when this whole thing started, and we had the stay at home thing put in place. And I'm 68, so because of my age, it puts me at a higher risk, even though I'm really healthy. So I wanted to show you what one of my concerns is. Most people, their hair, when it grows down. Well, let me show you how my hair grows. Here I'm going against one of my rules, which is you don't do hair in the kitchen or in an eating area. But just for you, I'm going to use this pick and show you that my hair doesn't grow down. It defies gravity and it grows out. Oh yeah, eventually it'll grow down, but it's so curly that it just keeps growing up and out. And eventually, do you remember Richard Simmons, that kind of crazy exercise guy? He did this with his hair. Of course, his hair didn't start till probably there. He was like half bald and had his hair sticking out. But anyway, I'm concerned about things like, oh gosh, what if I have an emergency dental problem? Of course, I imagine that probably dentists are allowed to work in emergencies or something. They can wear masks and all that kind of stuff. Actually, if I had a brush, it could make it go out further. But I mean, when I was a teenager, now I had long hair for a while, but I also used to, sometimes I had it short, and back then this was called an afro. And yeah, so I can still do that. Anyway, it's gonna keep growing up several more inches, like probably out to here, before it'll start flopping over. And yeah, I could always, brush it over and everything, to try to keep it down. But I just think, okay, am I going to get to the point in this quarantine where I look like, whoa, or where it starts flopping over, and it starts getting long enough. I could be like a Rapunzel. Well, I'm just joking. Things won't go along, that far. But yeah, some of the concerns we have are sort of silly or funny. I think about people maybe who have their hair done regularly or have it colored, what are they doing? People who depend on having it professionally colored, are they doing it out of a box at home? Of course, I don't know, you could always do your nails yourself, I would think. I don't know, what else is there that would be, has a humorous aspect to it, but of course it may not be funny to the person experiencing it. But what else do you think? What are your concerns that could possibly be a little humorous during this time? One thing, I guess I said I was just going to be silly and funny, but look, during this time, I get up on my little step stool here. During this time, I have not been putting on weight. Because I have a plan, I have a structure, I've built healthy habits. So you know what? This started off silly, talking about my poofy hair, but I guess I ought to mention, since I'm on here, the company that I work for, to help people, because they know that at this time we're turning to comfort, and for a lot of people that's food, isn't it? They're offering a really big discount. It's like about 25% off the usual price of the program. Of course, the usual, people say, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to pay somebody to have to lose weight. But it's you get food for the money, and you get a personal coach, and you get books, and you get webinars, and you get a supportive Facebook community to interact with. So it's not like you're just, paying and getting nothing. I mean, I did it 2 years ago, and I really I would have paid any times that amount, because I was so thrilled with the changes. I was just going to do a short live video, but while I've got you here, or while I'm here anyway, last night I was listening to somebody sharing about not weight loss. They didn't need to lose weight. They needed to gain weight because they had been anorexic a lot of their life. And what they did, and I never realized that there were situations like this, but for their health, their doctor told them, you need to be this certain weight. So what they would do is they would, look like when they were with their family, they were eating, a nice amount, not a lot, but they still restricted what they were eating. And if they would start to lose weight, they would start to binge eat so that they keep their weight up. But they were still, it was like a constant fight. They had to force themselves to eat, basically, which I cannot imagine. And I'm not making light of this, because I understood, especially hearing the sharing last night, that there are a number of people who are ashamed about their eating and their looks and their ability to live what they think is a normal life. And people get so down on themselves. What the answer is to this whole thing? I mean, in my way of thinking, it is, don't be going, oh my God, I'm so fat, I'm disgusting, I hate myself, or, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to eat, this is awful, and everybody's saying I'm too thin and I'm bony, and I hate myself. Don't hate yourself. You know what? First of all, forgive yourself and go on to do better. But how do you do better? It doesn't help to just wish you could do better, okay? So the first step, forgive yourself and say, okay, I am going to do better. And then you have to look into it. Now, this person went on our program in order to have an eating structure that was simple so that she could learn to maintain her weight. Because you know what? When you get into habits, whether they're habits of overeating or, amazingly, undereating, they're habits and they stick with you. And it's hard to break them. But the program that I coach, you have a structure, you have support from a personal coach, you have support from a community of people who are doing the same thing, who are striving towards the same goal, and doing it the same way by using a structure by using healthy meals. Oh my gosh, by continuing their education, by working on healthy habits for the other parts of their lives too. Hydration, sleep, motion, mental health. I mean, doesn't that sound good? This morning I was thinking, I had started doing yoga back when the gym was open, when the Y was open, and I really enjoyed it. And a friend of mine was telling me just a couple days ago that she does it at home. And I thought, yeah, I should start doing that. You know, I could like pull up a thing on YouTube, on the TV, or, you know, there are all kinds of yoga things. And do you know what my first thought was? No, I don't want to have to make a commitment to do that. I mean, in my head, I'm saying this to myself, and I realized and I think I'm not the only one, have this thing in my head that says, I can do whatever I want. No one can tell me what to do. I'm, you know, the boss of me. But the problem is that sometimes the boss sort of abdicates, you know, like when you say, yes, you know, I am living a healthy life, and blah, 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 blah. And then you go, oh, the refrigerator. If you have support to live a healthy life, you don't feel like somebody is standing there, even your own voice in your head shaking their finger at you. If there are other people doing it, and you're actually forming relationships, which, I mean, look, we're even doing that over, you know, the internet, over Facebook. And this supportive community that we have is on Facebook. So when you're forming these supportive relationships, it no longer becomes the idea of, no, I don't have to make a commitment, and nobody's going to tell me what to do, and I can eat whatever I want because I have freedom. But, you know, yeah, you have freedom, but what's it doing for you? Anyway, the point is, if you have other people with the same goals as you, then you know, you're enthusiastic, you're excited. It helps you to get over hard places, and it helps you to form good habits. Well, I am just going on and on here, and I need to get my coffee and have breakfast. So I just want to remind you, okay, if you have a comment to make about a concern like my scary hair that may keep getting bigger and bigger during quarantine time until I can finally go get a haircut, you know, something maybe that could even be a little humorous, or if you are finding that you're having trouble either not eating enough or eating too much, I can help you with that. And remember, during the month of April, my company's having this big discount, which they've never discounted anything before, and they're calling it, you know, it's a little cute, but a quarantine discount. And we hope that they will never have anything like that again, because we hope this is the first and last time that we're experiencing a quarantine, right? So listen, get in touch with me. We can chat and see, you know, maybe the goals that you have are something that my program can help you meet. And try to be positive. Be safe. Wear those masks when you go out. Wash your hands and all that stuff, okay? We all know, because we're hearing it over and over and over again. Do it so that we can put a quicker end to this whole thing. God bless you.